Georgia Peach. I literally was just what I was playing, snippets of Secret Teachers of All Ages and Alan Watts. I was just literally looking to see had my girl Mystic Tori drop the reading for the day, and she just did. So to tell you nothing happens by coincidence, and she just literally dropped it like maybe 23 seconds ago.
Hi, my love. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. Hope that you're having a beautiful and an amazing day. If you are new, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you for all of your continued love and support. Leadership and Snake. This is a timeless collective reading for all signs. Whenever you hear the messages, when you're meant to receive it, this could be a past situation, a past life situation. It could be a current event or a future prediction. Please only take the messages that resonate with you. Keep in mind, energy is fluid. Okay? This could be your story or someone else's story, and your energy, knowingly or unknowingly. The roles could be reversed. Also, signs and gender don't really matter. All right? Please be discerning. Only take the messages that resonate with you. So that snake card and the leadership card that it just came out. I feel like for some of you right now, you are, you see how those cards just fell out? I'm actually going to take them crystal ball here. I feel like you're being called into some type of leadership role, or you're being asked to take the lead in a situation. There's something that's happening in the future, and I feel like you have some type of deep sacred wisdom or knowledge about something. Your brain might not know something, but and I've been getting this a lot in the readings. It's like your soul can remember something. So you're stepping into like your spiritual power at this time. Brick wall. You may have been feeling like you were hitting a brick wall. Yeah. Some of you, unfortunately, you have contracts here in a brick wall and time off. You may have been feeling like you wanted to take time off. I don't really feel like this is due to what you wanted. I'll be completely honest. It feels like, yeah, here's a snake card again. Snake. All right. With the snake card, and here's abundance online. Okay. You got some of you are about to come into some type of windfall of abundance. Okay. This could have a lot to do with you stepping into your own spiritual power. You could have been feeling like with this brick wall here, like you've been blocked. You could be feeling like you're having creator's block, like your crown chakra is blocked. Today, I've been constantly saying like some of you need to wash your hair. Um, Many people, of course, like that's like your antenna. That's your spiritual antenna. There are people who have been doing a lot of spell work or manipulation, of course, but we did just have that full moon in Sagittarius just a few days ago. The energy is still lingering. After full moons, that potent energy is still there for several days afterwards, and it really just depends on you as a person. You have to get more familiar with how your divine channel, how it works and what it's sensitive to, and things of that nature. But for some of you, you could be experiencing a lot of dreams. Your dreams are trying to tell you something about the future. The bridge card is here, so you're transitioning into another phase of your life. You may need to take some time off. If you find yourself just constantly hitting a brick wall, you may need to rest and retreat. Maybe it's something here where you're needing to pull away from a person, place, thing, or situation, a job, or whatever it is, so that you can actually really tap into this sacred wisdom or knowledge that you need for you to be able to go into whatever this new contract is. Whatever this new contract is for you, it could, for sure, it could be a business opportunity for many of you. Maybe you are wanting to start an online business. You're doing something on social media. Nowadays, social media is very important for practically any type of business. You could be doing online sales. You could have a platform. You could be doing influencer work. You could be a virtual assistant. Whatever it is, though, this may be a time free with the snake card here for you to really think about rebranding yourself, stepping out on faith, showing who you truly are, not being afraid to stand fully in your power at this time. This may bring about For sure, like some type of contracts between you and other people. Um, this may be time for some of you to really, try to look for a job if there's something that you're interested in. Okay. But also pay attention to your dreams. Okay, because we have the third party card here. Someone could be interfering in your business at this time, or you have too many people involved, or someone is watching you. Also, for some of you who do have online businesses, beware of scammers. Even here on my channel, those of you who are watching, I've had a few people leave comments about people asking to make donations to orphanages. You guys, when these people are reaching out to you from the Netherlands and Africa and all these places, posing as spiritually, you're being wronged, okay. No tarot reader is reaching out to you for readings. My personal readings are closed, okay. I'm not reaching out to donate to anything, and quite frankly, the people who create these online accounts, they block me. I don't see them until you guys make me aware. I have no idea people stealing content or soliciting services, asking for money. I never reach out to you to ask you for anything. So that just may be something that some of you guys need to pay closer attention to. But regardless of what kind of business you have, make sure that you are keeping up with like your business contracts. Make sure that you guys are doing the proper background checks of people who are working for you. Make sure that you're checking your business accounts, your bank accounts, keeping up with your taxes. I feel like there's just a need to get some type of order here and structure, because you are moving into a time where you will be stepping up in a leadership role, or a role as a manager, or whatever the case is. So just make sure that you are tending to self and to all of your business affairs at this time, and make sure that you're not allowing the wrong people to come into things that need to be private. Yeah, between worlds and the Phoenix, and then the pink diamond card is here. So between worlds, it's you're moving into a new path. Between worlds and the bridge, you're definitely stepping fully into your power, so that you can go towards the future that God has already shown you is destined for you. A lot of people may not understand that. It's not for them to understand it. You're being offered like a second chance at life. There's no more heartache, pain, suffering, or despair, but you have to take it upon yourself at this point to understand that you're worthy of wealth, prosperity, true love, and all those good things. Okay. Um, don't rush trust the process. You don't have to rush anything. Okay, because divine timing is at play. You're definitely going through a time right now where there's a lot of death energy around you. Death is not bad. It just means that there are things here that are ending. You're shedding skin. You have death and the snake skin out here. This is also too you just getting rid of people in your life also who are jealous. They're envious. Your hidden enemies are being revealed to you. Okay, your open enemies are being revealed to you, and you're always going to have enemies around you, but Spirit is trying to get you to understand the proper way of dealing with your enemies. They're always going to be there. If you're a person who has any type of leadership or influence, those people will always be there. But some of you, there are going to be situations that are going to end, and it will be hurtful. But you have the serendipity card here, meaning that this was all a part of divine intervention. Okay. There's an ending here with a false person, or a false group in your life that you may look at and say, oh, this is the worst time this could have happened, but it's actually divine intervention at play here. Something was destined. There was a turning point that was needed for you to get out of a situation. Yeah, the wheel is here and the angel. Wow, and sadness here. So something is going to be very disappointing at first, but it's going to bring about a very happy outcome for you, whatever this is. You're being divinely guided. Don't be afraid to ask God or your angels, your ancestors, guides, or whomever for help and assistance at this time. So let's see. Devil card right there on at the bottom, huh? Queen of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Look at that. Yeah. Queen of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Devil. You can have someone that's wanting to kind of stop you from being in this very confident type of energy. Like I said before, maybe you're experiencing some type of creator's block, but it's because you're going into this very abundant period in your life where, like I said, you're trying to get organized, you're wanting to have structure, you care about how you're branding yourself, you care about the well-being of yourself, your friends, your family, whatever type of organization you're a part of. So of course now you're seeing the truth about some type of toxic connection, whether it's a friend, family member, lover, or whomever that is in your life here. You're gonna have to make the sacrifice of leaving something or someone behind. And Spirit is saying there's no time for you to be stuck crying over spilled milk. True happiness is here for you, where you're gonna have victory, success, and a major windfall of abundance. While the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles is here, there's about to be money coming from everywhere, like so much money that you won't even know what to do with it. But it's like this person literally has money, just like you're gonna have money to save, like you're hoarding this money. Some of you've been holding back sharing money with someone, and I think that that's a good thing. Actually, you have a pretty good connection coming in for you too. Definitely could be business. Okay, you and someone could be working on a business that is going to, make a lot of changes for the entire collective. And it doesn't matter what you do. You don't have to be in the spiritual community at all. I just feel like there's a lot of people who are about to go into a season of having real power and influence, and you're needing to recognize that yes, you do have the authority to call judgment on people who are, coming into your life trying to make sure that you are cheated out of something. You have to eliminate these strongholds from your life. The Queen of Wands is here with this Five of Pentacles and the Devil. So there could be a masculine energy here who is turning their back from some type of karmic situation in order to go after someone that they feel like they are more equally yoked with, a like-minded individual. You have the King of Pentacles here. This is someone who's very much focused on their business, their lifestyle, they're practical. They care a lot about being able to protect and to provide. This is someone who is no stranger to hard work. And I feel like this person has their eye on a Nine of Pentacles energy, someone who is also very self-sufficient, abundant, someone who has their head on the right way, who's practical, someone who can provide themselves with a luxurious lifestyle, and they're not using their body or some type of Jezebel like energy to gain anything.
I didn't. I when you. I didn't see when you came in. I was saying come through Holy Spirit because I was talking. I was talking on speaking on what she was saying, what Mr. Tori was saying. When I be typing a lot, I be commenting on what the reader be saying. And I finished the live where I had played some snippets of Amanda P. Hall and Adam Watts and stuff. And I had just was looking while that was playing the earlier live, I was looking to see had she dropped a reading today. Mr. Tori, who we're listening to now. And about let me say about 23 seconds after I finished that first stream, I got a notification that she had just dropped this. See how the spirit worked? So, I mean, no such thing as coincidence. I literally had just left her channel looking to see how she dropped the reading. And as soon as I ended that first stream, I got the notification. She had just posted about 23 seconds. I said, well, I pay attention to everything. See the universe, that's how the universe be sending you signs. That's no coincidence that I was just on her channel looking to see how she dropped the reading. As soon as I finished that first stream, she dropped the reading. Everything happens for a reason. No such thing as coincidence.
So if you find yourself being pulled away from this type of energy, you need to rejoice in it and not be stuck, like I said, crying over spilled milk. Because in actuality, a lot of people have individuals in their life right now that's actually holding them back. These karmic connections are holding you back from having this windfall of abundance. God is not going to place these type of blessings of abundance in your lap when you are surrounded by thieves, when you're surrounded by people who carry very dark, negative energies or spirits about them, or they have different attachments to them.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the spirit. I was talking to the Holy Spirit. You ain't the Holy Spirit. I was talking to the universe, to my spirit team. You might be a spirit, but I don't know if you ain't the Holy Spirit.
You have to get out of there. I think I read something earlier today about removing yourself from the spirit of familiarity, meaning these people who you hang out with just because they're familiar to you, you need to let them go because they are the reasons why you're not actually going into this period of your life where you can go into your future and have the Ace of Pentacles, the happy.
You see how she was just saying something about I was going to start having like some abundance coming through. And, I've been talking about I've been going through things. I know everything is for a reason. I know the Most High is trying to teach me a lesson because when I was really up and I had a lot, at one point I helped a lot of people. I did it from the heart because I know I had it, so I did it to help people. I like helping people if I got it because that's what we're supposed to do. But the thing that got me is, see, those spirits showing me, say, see, now that you need a little help, and you have reached out to these people, to, I put aside that pride. I wasn't afraid to ask for help, but none of these people helped me. Okay, now this morning my brother sent me $100, and then I just got another cash app donation of $25. See how spirit be working? That's why I don't worry. Last night I said I listened to some meditation. And I left it. I put it in the universe that everything is all right. I have what I need. I'm overflowing with abundance. I have more than enough, and it's coming in. See what I'm talking about? That's what you have to do. I had to start applying what I talk about. You have to lead by example. I kind of slacked up a little bit, so I had to go back into me. Get myself together again and get back in one with spirit. And now spirit coming through. Come on through, spirit. Come on through.
Like the happy family, true divine love. This is the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So this is saying, yeah, you're going to have something that's fulfilling to the heart and your pockets are going to be full too. Okay. And this has something to do possibly with someone going towards a partnership that they want. All right. Someone here wants to have a certain lifestyle, and to have this particular lifestyle, you are being asked to go towards a certain type of partner. This Jezebel energy that you've been with is going to always have you out in the cold. Some of you, this is something that someone is realizing who left you behind or who you had to walk away from. Someone here wishes that they would have held on to you because they now are stuck on the outside looking in. You're about to receive a windfall of abundance, and this person is stuck in a karmic contract with someone else that they won't be able to manifest. I'm not saying that they can't manifest with this person, but they won't be able to manifest the type of abundance that you have. This could be someone who's in a karmic connection with someone, and they could be struggling financially, or the two of them, there's a major disconnect where there's no actual love there. Someone could be very jealous and envious of the fact that you're about to have not just wealth and abundance in your life, but truly happiness. Okay. A lot of people will settle for having one or the other. Many of you, you're destined to have both. You're going to have someone that comes into your life and they want to share their entire life, their world with you. They want to actually build with you. All right. This emperor here is coming into your life, and I feel that many of you could have thought at some point that this earth sign person here who was very much focused on stability and security definitely could be a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, heavy Capricorn, Taurus energy here. This person here is now stuck with someone who was equally focused on money just like them, but they don't have any love in their life. You have to be careful because you could have been crying over spilled milk because a situation ended with this person, but you would have been out in the cold had you not gotten away from this person. You would not be able to go towards the blessings and the abundance that are coming towards you now if you were still with this person. And this person could be in the background doing things to cause chaos and conflict so that you will remain out in the cold. This person does not want to see you win if you're not winning with them. But there's no way you can win with this person because they are indeed stuck in a connection with someone else that they will not and they cannot get out of. High Priestess, yeah. Your intuition is telling you that you need to fight off any type of energy that's coming from this situation. This person from your past, a lot of you, they're projecting an energy onto you, and I feel like you're needing to use all of your strength to fight this off. Someone here is being haunted by regret. This could be someone here who never would let go of the spirit of familiarity. Therefore, somebody here was just like, well, this Queen of Wands is always able to help me manifest money. They wouldn't let this person go and actually go after true love. So now they're stuck with that person and they're haunted. This person, there's nothing that they can do now other than fight against like this dark energy that's in this karmic relationship that they're stuck in. That's not your problem though. Okay. You're the high priestess. The high priestess and the emperor is coming together. This is yin and yang energy. You can manage yourself and manage, your intuition and all of that while you're with someone here who's also a powerhouse. Both of you have power, but someone here is going to be a more powerful manifester here in the earthly realm, while the other person is a more powerful manifester of things in the spirit. But together, this is the perfect combination. You don't need to allow this King of Pentacles and Queen of Wands to bother you. This is a karmic couple here who's most likely struggling financially, and they've probably been feeding off of your energy. Like I said, this person is battling a lot of regret because they have to sit back now and watch you win. Yeah, you have a passion new beginning here with, look, the Lovers. It's a brand. Someone is choosing you. Someone here is choosing you as a divine feminine because this person refused to end a karmic connection. Someone from your past refused to walk away from someone because of familiarity. This is someone who, oh, well, we made money together. We have kids together, whatever. They wanted to stay in a karmic contract, so they forfeited the connection that they would have had with you, which is going to bring about the blessings and abundance. Again, here you have the Emperor now with the Empress. This is karmic justice. Somebody now is sitting around crying a river because they've received confirmation that you've manifested the connection and the opportunities of your dreams. This person has received confirmation, and I'm telling you, they're crying a river and they're battling their own demons every night because they've been left out in the cold. Why? Because they chose a Jezebel. I mean, it's really no big deal. It's life. It happens. But this is a time for you to go through your own spiritual transformation. It's like you need to be accepting of the fact that this has happened. Don't give this any of your energy. Yeah. It's destined for you to have wish fulfillment. It's destined for you to have equal give and take, reciprocity. You can be with someone now who's going to give you more than what you've ever had. And you don't have to beg for it. So yeah, if you were wondering, should you walk away from something? Absolutely. Walk away from it. And somebody is keeping a very close eye on your finances, your security, your stability, or who or what may be coming into your life to bring something that's going to be permanent. You tried to help this person, most likely. They were too paranoid to move forward with you. They were too wounded, unwilling to change. So they didn't move forward with you. They settled for going towards this Queen of Wands energy. Now you're moving forward. You're moving forward while this person is still juggling. And they're probably being very much deceived and hurt by the person that they chose over you. They missed a magical opportunity. They blocked a connection or an opportunity to celebrate with you. Now this person has to watch you celebrate and go into a union with someone else. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, right? I mean, hearts never truly break evenly. I mean, it is what it is, right? I just, to me, it's like, what more is there to say? You're celebrating a union, moving forward. You have a lot to celebrate and be happy about. This person is completely a non-factor. They can watch and stalk and hack and do anything that they want to do. God has already stated that it is time for you to have marriage commitment, to build your own legacy, whatever that looks like to you. You're not confused. God, the angels, the ancestors, your guides, as well as a divine counterpart are coming in to ensure that you're not confused. Not about this, not about your actual divine birthright, your spiritual inheritance. No, there's nothing that this karmic couple, this witch, this warlock, this Jezebel, or whomever, there's nothing that they can do. These people now are suffering. They're losing a lot from what they chose to do. And whoever this masculine is, like I said, they are extremely bothered because they're thinking to themselves, wow, they had so many opportunities to walk away from this situation before it got as bad as it did. I feel like this person is now doing everything that they can in the background to try to one up you. It's not even a competition. They don't compare. Two of Cups. This person is heartbroken, and they really would love to be able to come in and cut out whoever is in your life or entering your life. This person is facing judgment, major karma. This person is having a spiritual awakening. They're receiving downloads, confirmations. They're being reminded of the past. But the universe is coming in, or God is destroying the universe as this person knows it. The false reality that they have created, having this by any means necessary, low vibrational type of energy. Now all of this is hitting this person. And once again, you have truth and clarity. You're receiving downloads about you having a very clear path because you've gone within and you've healed all the shadow aspects of yourself. So if someone here has been trying to cause you confusion, it's not working. As we saw before, it's like you're taking time out to rest, to retreat, to recover, to see the truth here. There's definitely a feminine energy here who is stuck at a crossroads about two different masculines. Someone here is stuck in a karmic situation, job, a connection with someone else, or whatever the case may be. This person has always been in and out and very foolish and reckless when it came to this connection. There's nothing more here for you to wonder. This is being closed out. You keep trying to convince yourself that you're so nostalgic. Well, you're holding on to the good memories of a situation that really wasn't good. You're going to have to get out of your emotions and make a logical, practical decision here. Be more analytical. When you assess and evaluate this situation, it should be very clear and apparent to you that if someone here is going towards a Jezebel energy, then if you carry the energy of a divine feminine, then there's nothing at all for you to look forward to in this situation. It's not your responsibility to help this person or to heal them. This was a missed opportunity. Now you're moving on to peaceful, calm waters away from this person, and they have to be trapped in whatever illusions that they try to create for you. It just is what it is. This person was slow to come towards you because they were greedy. Like I said, this person was very much money focused. They thought that they were just working hard. It's because this person was greedy. This wasn't hard work, and this person was greedy for power. And a lot of people who, don't really have any heart for real, they think that money gives them power. This person has no power. And again, their worst nightmares that they did not work away from this karmic person that supported this false lifestyle that they were living. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. You should pay this absolutely no mind. Whatever it is. 7 of Cups here. Again, 7 of Cups, 4 of Wands. Do not allow these illusions to confuse you about the celebrations that are coming in your life. Ten of Wands, drop the burdens. Drop the burden of this third party situation. Some of you are still juggling. You're still confused. You're still wondering, do you need to wait? Do you need to wait on this person? Because this person is looking into your life and they want you stuck at a crossroads. Why? Because you have peace, balance, and harmony coming. They're watching you. These people can't live it. This person can feel you detaching. They can feel you moving on. And they are watching everything that you do. Okay, some of you, this person, they're monitoring your cell phone, your account somehow, and they can see that you are finally releasing them. You're letting go. You're dropping the burdens of whatever this third party situation is. Like I said, stop putting a halo on this person. Someone here has you in a third party situation and they're causing you to constantly juggle, and you're constantly contemplating on whether or not you should wait on this person, when spirit is saying, why should you wait when you have a real earth and you have someone that wants to come in and create a family and have a home with you? Not someone that just wants to live in the house and shack up with you, but someone who wants to actually create a home, a family, a legacy, the things that you keep getting on your knees praying for. So why exactly are you waiting on this person that's in some other relationship? And the people that's telling you, oh, that's a twin flame, hey, everyone has their own opinion. Even if someone is your twin flame soulmate or whatever, if they are in a relationship with someone else, if that person has recognized your divinity and they're not taking steps to come towards you, then you shouldn't waste your time. Because I'm seeing that you have true happiness that's coming in. The Three of Wands is your ships coming in. This is what you're manifesting. But if you constantly juggle with someone that wants to go out and celebrate and always have a third party situation and look back on you and stalk and spy on your love life because this person is in an unhappy relationship themselves, then you will never actually have what you want. Someone is in a mental imprisonment because they are completely heartbroken. But again, you have the Ten of Cups here. Temperance, balance in your home life, your family, happiness. King of Cups, someone coming in that wants to take a leap of faith and move forward with you. And yes, someone is watching you. Someone is watching your every move to see, are you really receiving this? This could, for some of you, be an ex-lover. This could be a family member. It could even be a friend. It could be all of the above for some of you. Some of you have been single for a long time. And yeah, people are in the shadows, hiding the fact that they are facing karma. They're going through heavy, heavy judgment. They're experiencing towers. And here you are, Four of Swords. You're resting. You're retreating. Some of you are traveling or you need to. You're allowing things to balance out in your life. Six of Pentacles. Somebody here is hiding the fact that they are suffering so bad right now. And as they are in this time of suffering, the only thing this person can think about is, wow, life would have been so different had I just gone towards that divine feminine or masculine. Had I just listened instead of offering something, marriage, commitment, or whatever to this Queen of Wands, to this Jezebel. Somebody here is also sick about the fact that they have children with this Queen of Wands energy, and it does not matter the sign. Queen of Wands is a fire sign, but it could be anyone. Someone here has gone out and built a life with someone who was only in it for the money, for the looks of it, for superficial reasons. And now they're chained to this person because they have a karmic contract. Their karmic contract is from these children. Yeah, but see, now here you are. You have a passion, new beginning that's leading to marriage. The Lovers, the Hierophant. Passion, new beginning. This is a choice in love, and here we are in Gemini season. Somebody is looking in the mirror and they're seeing that their low vibing self they chose wrong. I don't care what they say. This person can try to, post or tweet subliminals or whatever. This person is going through hell in the background. Trust me. Look, somebody's feeling helpless and hopeless. Exactly. But opportunity beckons for you. Healing begins, giving and receiving. Yeah. You're going into a connection that's very healing, where there's going to be equal, like I said, equal give and take, reciprocity. It's a reciprocal relationship. Giving and receiving, it came out again, success and growth. You're going to be giving and receiving with someone. Wow. Dedicated effort, 2 8s and the number 6. New vitality. Wow. Challenging times, but you're being asked to open up. Rest, reconsider, listen. Listen to your heart. You're healing. Again, that leadership energy that I was talking about before. New vitality. Some of you could be getting into Reiki, chakra healing, chakra balancing. just a lot of healing of the inner child, and you're dedicated to um whatever you're working on. I feel like a lot of you for sure are kind of in the collective of individuals where you're healers, you're light workers, you're dedicating yourself to your craft, to being a true leader. You're walking, leading by wow, leading by example. The lead card came out. Heart chakra, spread your wings. You're showing other people that no matter what you've been through, you can still have faith and trust in God. If you, yeah, just breathe here. Some of you may be people who do like breath work. Maybe this is something that you're doing for yourself, or maybe you are even a teacher. I'm definitely picking up like Reiki, breath work, just different healing modalities where you guys are understanding about the exchanges in energy, understanding true alchemy, transmutation. This is leading to you having a lot of growth and success. Some of you are going to meet a person and both of you are working heavily on healing. You can meet someone like doing yoga, or someone even on like a social media platform. I'm seeing someone reach out to a person asking them questions about something. This could be someone that does like past life regression, Reiki, chakra balancing, breath work, something like that. Yeah, changing your focus here. You're changing your focus. You're choosing your battles. You're changing your focus right now to whatever is your life path. Your focus is your healing and having balance. That's your focus. You're turning your pain into purpose. God is redirecting you and showing you how whatever this painful karmic situation that you went through, the ways that you have gone out into the world and still found the strength to overcome whatever this situation is, and to still heal your inner child and see the truth about these people. At some point, this is something that you can actually share with others so that they can grow and be successful. You're being asked to dedicate your life to being like a vessel for God, like someone who, can truly help others to seek true love, the love of self, the love of God, to seek the truth. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just a need to understand that, whatever happened, it was meant to happen. That pain was for your growth, 100%. Finding sanctuary, opening up to your spiritual source. Wow, I like that. Liberation and letting go. Yeah, beautiful. Letting go, letting go of the pain to liberate yourself and find your sanctuary. It says everything is indeed out of control and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. Liberation, the doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. Look, inner child, wow, your path. You're meant to be extraordinary. All right. So you need to let go of your inner child issues. Give compassion to your inner child. Accept the things in your life when it came to relationships that it happened for a reason. These were things to just point you in a direction to understand how you can reach out to your spirit team for help. Sometimes we get tested by things in life, not that it's always the devil, but sometimes God is trying to get your attention and show you the reasons why you need to reach out to him more. Because some of these battles that you are facing, I mean, you really won't be able to get through them without having the help, the assistance, and the guidance of God, for you to find your sanctuary, to open up to your own spiritual, to choose your path. You're being asked now to simplify your life, clear the past, and heal the present so that you can go through the gates of triumph. Success expands in your life. Believe in magic. So your relationships, your The complications that you've had in relationships, it was to trigger your inner child so that you could learn to read the signs of how you felt, so that you could be more discerning, so that you could navigate not just through this world but through the spiritual.
Damn, I told you I can't make this shit up. Can't make it up if I wanted to. Told y'all everything is for a reason. I just said, explained that to y'all. How it goes looking for a reason for her. And then it dropped as soon as I hit into that first screen. And then everything I just said a while ago, because I told y'all 99% of the time I listen to these readings for the first time when I'm playing them with y'all, for y'all. So how I know what she gonna say in the reading? This happens every time. But I don't speak much. But when I do speak, you better believe it's real. I tell you, I walk and talk at real fast. I just know things. Like I told you, I really don't need cards. I just know shit. And I think I have shown y'all time and time again how things go when I do speak, how spirit come right through and back me up with what I say. I don't know what you was gonna say. But if I have listened to a reading, I always let y'all know I listened to it before I said, well, I started listening to it, and I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and share it with the collective. But like I say, 99% of the time, when I share these readings, I'm listening for the first time, just like y'all listening to it for the first time, because I'm listening to it with you all. Because it don't make sense for me to just listen to the reading and then come back and play it for y'all, and then have to listen to it again. That don't make sense to me. So, but I feel that I'm listening to it too. If I happen to go back and listen to it, I might have to go back and listen to it again after I play it with y'all for y'all. But I'm listening to it for the first time and y'all listening to it. And every time I do speak about something during these readings, it comes right through. Everything. I tell you, spirit works in mysterious ways. That's why I told y'all ain't no such thing as a coincidence. Just so happen, like I say, I have go to looking for a reading, and boom, she dropped it. As soon as I finished the first stream, boom, she dropped it. And everything that I just was saying, talking about, she came right through and said it. Y'all, it's all about energy. Y'all don't understand energy. What's up, Prophet? Energy is everything. What? Prophet, how you doing, my love? I was thinking about you the other day. What you got going on, baby? After this, we only have about, I say about another 15 minutes left on this reading here. Then I'm gonna, share some other content that you like to listen to, baby boy.
As well, and that will teach you that obviously as you are traveling through the spirit realm, how you need to be able to invite and help. You have to be protected to do work in the spirit realm. You need to be protected. So you had to kind of fall and bump your head and get hurt a few times for you to finally learn how to call out to God for assistance. This was all part of your path, teaching you how to let go, how to liberate yourself and be free. Because you're meant to be someone who's, extraordinary. Like, you have a very unique path that you needed to shed. That snake keeps coming up. You needed to shed a lot of old skin, old people, places, things, relationships, beliefs that needed to be let go of first for you to find your sanctuary. People will tell you sometimes you have to lose your mind to find peace. You have to lose some people to find peace, you know? You have to lose certain people to find yourself. You've had to lose people to find yourself. You've had to lose your mind, meaning your beliefs, in order to actually find peace, passion and pleasure, grounding. And here you have breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand. Yeah. So right now you're just having this breakthrough. And it's to teach you about your sanctuary, how to find passion and pleasure in your life. And that means you learning how to let go of the things that just don't serve you. And for a lot of you, this is definitely relationships. But these relationships have created certain outdated thinking patterns, mindsets, self-limiting beliefs. Let's see, what do we need to release? Surrender to joy. Yeah, it's time for you to just allow joy in your life. Have positive changes. Do things that just make you happy. Surrender the negative thinking and surrender obsessive thinking. Surrender denial and stubbornness. It's like Spirit is telling you that you need to let go of something or someone. You have to stop thinking negatively about yourself or this situation. You're obsessing about a person or a situation or the outcome of what's going to happen with a particular person in a situation, and it's not bringing you any type of solutions. You're being stubborn right now. God is telling you to do something, and perhaps because of the wounded inner child or fear, it's taking you more time than it should. You're going to have to accept people and situations, including yourself, just as they are, so that you can clearly make the best decision for yourself. Yeah. Surrender to joy and surrender to the magic of who you are. Okay. Some of you, because of these tough relationships or friendships that you've had, unfortunately, you're fearful, you're resentful, and you are afraid of healing. You're afraid of healing and you're afraid of intimacy. When you really accept these situations for what they are, what they were, and see that they were here to serve a purpose of you learning something about your healing journey, then you'll be able to open up to more intimacy in your life where you can actually receive love and support. Your ego is present now. Your ego has you afraid of true love because you've been hurt by love. You have to know that you believe you deserve more. And what you want, it's out there and it wants you too. Okay. So we're going to pull from this deck and then we'll be done. You guys, I'm trying to incorporate more of the deck. So many of you guys have gone to my Amazon wish list and sent me decks. And I just want to make sure that I'm using more of the decks that you guys have gifted me. I feel like that's only fair. So I will be doing more readings on the channel, different types of readings, as well as using several of the oracle decks. I feel like the channel, with so much of the spiritual warfare that's been happening, that more of the oracle messages and the messages staying focused on love and light is very important. You guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know, how you guys like the reading. So I just want to kind of change things up a little bit. Okay. You have here the path of least resistance. It says when all doors seem to be closed, it is because you have not tried to open the correct one just yet. So yeah, there's a very strong message here that you guys are carrying something that's not meant for you to carry. You still, haven't quite gotten to the place where you want to go because maybe you're trying to pull something with you, or you're still not seeing the opportunity that's here for you. It's a lot here about acceptance. doors are closing, you're losing people, jobs, situations, or whatever, because they were karmic. That it, karmic things are it's contractual. You had a contract to get to a certain place, and in order to get there, you still have to face certain issues, obstacles, and challenges. You have to fail your way to success. These failed relationships or failed businesses or whatever, you were meant to go through those things. When you change your mindset about that, that's when the right door will start to open. Some of you are still trying to push something, and I'm seeing it very clearly. Some of you, you're still trying to keep hope alive for a situation that's just not coming back. And many of you, it has a lot to do with a relationship. That King of Pentacles person and that Queen of Wands, those two people are not leaving one another. Some of you, you will never be more than a third party in a situation with someone. I'm sorry, that's the truth. And I know you can listen to the readings, or you can book readings with people, and they can tell you this is your counterpart. You need to talk to God about who's your counterpart, because a reader don't need to tell you who your counterpart is.
Exactly.
Because a lot of readers, myself included, years ago, were caught in a karmic loop, expecting a person to come back. And trust me, the same people I'm speaking from, I'm being trained. The same people that I was booking readings about in the past, now nearly 10 years later, they're still together. That may not be their everyone's situation, but how many times are you going to book readings or watch readings with this idea that this person that you have a spiritual connection with is going to come into your life and give you this extraordinary life? You won't experience this extraordinary life until you liberate yourself and you let go to this idea. This idea that someone is going to leave everything or everyone behind and come towards you and build this amazing life. Follow the path of least resistance. There are people who are single, who are looking for you in the dark, and they carry the same light as you. You do not have to settle for a path that's full of chaos and confusion.
Mm-hmm.
You keep trying to open a door that's closed. Yep. The door is closed, the windows are closed. It's not opening up for a reason. Something here in your life is bringing about constant rejection because it's just not right for you. True love. At the core foundation of this relationship is the potential for true love. You have some relationships that are very challenging, and it is true love.
I don't want to get into spiritual,
but a relationship being toxic, abusive, and rooted in confusion and chaos is not the same as you being in a relationship that challenges your growth.
Yeah, self-love.
For you to grow, for you to really evolve and to heal. That doesn't have to be you dealing with things that you just know for a sure fact are beneath you, that's going to keep you stuck. People who are truly meant to be can have a lot of disagreements, but those are disagreements where you trust that person to give you constructive criticism to help you grow. Know the difference in those relationships from the ones where someone is using and abusing your energy and is nothing at all but chaos and pain. Crossroads. You're at a crossroads when it comes to your soul contracts. Wishing on a star. But look at this empathic overload. It's time for you to truly honor your highly sensitive nature. Some of you, with your spiritual gifts growing, your sensitivity is becoming heightened. There's no way you can be in a third party situation with somebody, because everything in that situation that they're dealing with, in the third party situation, for some of you, it doesn't even have to be a person that's in another relationship. When you go around people who are carrying the same baggage that you're carrying, or they're carrying the same baggage that you just got done carrying, that may just be too much for you right now. You do not have to stick around and add any more baggage to the baggage that you already have. Why are you dropping a bag and then picking someone else's bag up? This is a season where you may want to try to be a bit selfish, or you're going to be stuck at a crossroads. It's time for you to start dreaming again, making plans. What you want, the wishes and the dreams and the hopes, they can come true when it comes to these soul contracts. But it says here, before you were born, you agreed to partake in specific experiences that assist in the evolution of your soul. These not so good friendships or relationships with friends, family members, and lovers, you agreed to learn those lessons. But as an empath, you have to know when enough is enough. Okay. Let's get a spirit message. That was fast. Listen. It says you have to be willing to listen if you want to really understand someone. Now is not the time to be offering advice, but to be a compassionate listener. To listen fully and intently means to pay attention, not just to what's being said, but to what lies beneath the words. What lies beneath the words? Like I said, for some of you, do not allow yourself to be naive and gullible and to fall for...
Words have power. When we speak a word, the sound wave carries the message and impacts the person on the receiving end. Their meaning crystallizes perceptions that shape our beliefs, drive our behavior, and ultimately create our world. Their power arises from our emotional responses when we read, speak, or hear them. Just say fire while barbecuing, in the workplace, or a crowded theater, and you'll get different but powerful emotional and energetic reactions. Listening to words with will and strength in tone develops key understanding and skills, such as appreciation. It helps understand and convey information, and invites the listener into a conversation. Reading aloud is a magical experience with love, language, and imaginative discovery. People learn more about the cognitive and social emotional boosts they get, and their brains grow fast. So words can have profound, life-shaping consequences.
Bottom line, words can uplift or words can destroy. And if you look at a Nelson Mandela, or you look at a Martin Luther King Jr. in his I Have a Dream speech, he used the language that lifted up an entire nation, that showed people what was possible, that painted a gorgeous picture of the future.
Many people don't realize that magic still operates when everyone involved has long since grown up. For instance, people from the Christian faith often pray several times a day to ask forgiveness from God for their deeds. Whether they're seeking forgiveness for their sins or asking God to forgive others, the prayers can help guide their thoughts and words as they seek forgiveness or help in forgiving others. In the Catholic faith, one needs to confess their sins regularly. This great act of acknowledging and expressing in words can push the limits of power. But this is precisely where the words do their greatest work. It reminds them that they are utterly and unconditionally loved, despite their broken condition.
You know, I so understand the words I use affect my energy. Call a problem and it becomes a problem. Call a problem an opportunity, and it totally reframes your psychology and your emotional architecture about how you reply to it.
An analysis of St. Augustine's theory of signs reveals several important ideas. Augustine maintains that signs are things, meaning that their ontological value resides in their ability to cause one to think of something else beyond the impression they make upon one's mind.
It's also relevant because thinkers within the religious tradition have addressed the problem of language, which has perplexed religious figures for a long time. The problem is perhaps most famously addressed by Dionysius the Areopagite, who in the mystical theology speaks to the problem of naming God or describing God's attributes.
For Augustine, nothing is learned from a sign, only from what it represents. The purpose of signs, therefore, cannot be to teach. One crucial distinction exists between natural and conventional signs. A natural sign is the sign which necessarily directs one's mind to the object signified. The words of Scripture are conventional signs, and their meaning can thus not be necessarily surmised. For this reason, other sources of knowledge than signs must exist for the Scripture reader. 3 such possibilities exist for Augustine. The first is the interpretation of Scripture. Through several texts, Augustine develops and expounds a complex theory of language. The basic idea is that one can come to truths of Scripture through interpretive skills. These skills are partially available to the reader due to training, but mainly due to character traits in the reader. The key traits are humility and charity. The second possibility is innate ideas. This idea seems a likely possibility, given Augustine's Neoplatonic sympathies. This idea is that the truth of Scriptures resides in the individual, but words of Scripture enable the reader to recollect these truths. The brain is a remarkably malleable organ. It develops, adapts, learns, and relearns from birth to old age, even after being injured. Language is an essential component of how the brain magically functions throughout life. When you think of intentions, you know them to yourself. Putting them in explicit words usually helps create absolute clarity in your mind. Some intentions coexist as equally vital, but it's crucial to establish your top priorities. The nonverbal expression of intentions is through imagery. For all the emphasis in education and our culture on language as indeed an important tool, it's good to remember that most of the brain and mental processes have nothing to do with language at all. A picture is indeed worth 1,000 words, and pictures in your mind of your intentions, including both the path toward them and their fulfillment, are valuable. Collective thought theory involves examining issues from the many ways of understanding and using those ways of understanding to obtain a more complex interpretation of the issues. The vast atmosphere of elemental essence is ever answering to vibrations caused by thoughts, feelings, and desires. It's thrown into commotion by a rush of any of these, like bubbles in boiling water. The duration of the form depends on the strength of the impulse to which it owes its birth. The clearness of its outline depends on the precision of the thinking, and the color depends on the quality of intellectual, devotional, and passional of the thought. The vague thoughts which are largely produced by undeveloped minds gather around themselves loose clouds of elemental essence when they arrive in the astral plane, and drift about to other clouds of similar nature, clinging round the astral bodies of persons whose magnetism attracts them, either good or bad, and after a while disintegrating to form a part of the general atmosphere of elemental essence again. While they maintain a separate existence, they are living entities, with bodies of elemental essence and thoughts as the ensouling lives. They are then called artificial elementals or thought forms. Clear and precise thoughts have their own definite shapes, with sharp, clean outlines, and show an endless variety of designs. They're shaped by vibrations set up by thought. Just as on the physical plane, we find figures shaped by vibrations set up by sound. Voice figures offer a fair analogy for thought figures. For nature, with all infinite variety, is very conservative of principles and reproduces the same methods of working on the plane. These clearly defined artificial elementals have a longer and much more active life than their cloudy brethren, exerting a far stronger influence on the astral bodies of those they are attracted to. They set up vibrations similar to their own, and thus thoughts spread from mind to mind without terrestrial expression.
When you think about the great dictators, their words of hatred, their words of toxicity, their words of breakdown caused the people around them to do sometimes incredibly terrifying acts.
The thinker can direct them towards any person he desires to reach, their potency depending on the strength of his will and the intensity of his mental power. Among ordinary people, the artificial elementals created by feeling are more vigorous and more definite than those created by thought. Thus, an outburst of anger will cause a very definitely outlined and powerful flash of red, and sustained anger will make a dangerous elemental, or otherwise, qualified to injure. An elemental ensouled by a malignant thought will hover around its victim, seeking an opportunity to injure. But neither the one nor the other can make any impression unless they're in the astral body of the object, something akin to themselves, something that can answer accordingly to their vibrations, and thus enable them to attach themselves. If there is nothing of matter cognate to their own, then by a law of their nature, they rebound along the path they pursued in going to the magnetic trace they have left. They rush to their creator with force proportionate to that of their projection. Thus, thought of deadly hatred, failing to strike the object at which it was darted, has been known to slay its sender, while good thoughts sent to the unworthy return as blessings to him that poured them forth.
Abracadabra. Do you know what that word means? I know you've probably heard it before in a magic show or on television. And the root of the word abracadabra comes from a root that means I create as I speak. Our words are magic. They create our reality.
A slight understanding of the astral world will thus be the most powerful stimulus to the right thinking. It will render a heavy sense of responsibility regarding the thoughts, feelings, and desires we let loose into this astral realm. The Enochian word for wind is sonug. In conjunction, kanse means come. When said kanse zonug, the term is implied as come wind, a very simplistic Enochian invocation of the air. For instance, the magician is uttering either of those words, tapping into their respective thought matrices and their energies. The words themselves are the catalyst by which the thoughts express themselves and are conjoined.
The interjection today is hocus pocus. The most important part of the Mass, when the priest is turning, the wine and the bread into the body and blood of Christ. Some believe the term come from a perversion of the blessing in Mass during the Eucharist. Here is the line, hoc est corpus meum, which means this is my body.
The word can access the thought matrix it intends to express, instead of the thought giving birth to the word. In this case, the word invokes the corresponding thoughts and continues to tap into the thought matrix by the magician's mind as a channel. Some names or words have power that has inspired revolutions, overturned entire civilizations, and brought power into the hearts of those who heard them. These names reflect a new lease on life, the feeling of unlimited possibilities, or the search for a new identity. People take on these divine names to help change their personalities, inspire a new way of thinking, let go of the past, or signal a new or unique interpersonal relationship. Therein, when someone does learn it outside of the magic practices, it's only because another magician has given it away. These names are often called God names, divine names, words of power, or true names.
But it is not referred to the totality of God, because there's no single term or concept that encompasses the totality of who God is or what God is, which is even more impossible. We're going to see how in Dionysius we need to be precise with talking about the possibility that we can say that God exists, but that's also not a definition of his essence. And in fact, when he says, I am that I am, this is not in Exodus 3:14, this is not a justification of the Western scholastic philosophical approach to defining in some way the divine essence as being.
There are cultures in the world that use names as a way of capturing the essence of the soul, and others who use names to ward off evil or create magic and mystery. The names of God are presented in the high magic paradigm, as well as the respective meanings of the more known ones. Judaism considers some names of God so holy that once written, they should not be erased. Yahweh, Adonai, El, Elohim, Shaddai, and Tsebaot. Some also include Ehyeh, I will be. Early authorities considered other Hebrew names mere epithets or descriptions of God, and wrote that they and names in other languages might be written and erased freely. Some moderns advise special care even in these cases, and many Orthodox Jews have adopted the Qumrah of writing, G-D, instead of God in English, or saying Tetvav instead of Yod-He. The names of God that, once written, cannot be erased because of their holiness are the Tetragrammaton. The name Jah forms part of the Tetragrammaton and is similarly protected. Rabbi Josie considered Sevoot a common name, and Rabbi Ishmael considered Elohim to be one. All other names, such as merciful, gracious, and faithful, merely represent attributes that are also common to human beings. Those who have spent their entire lives practicing the Kabbalah and believe themselves to have learned the proper pronunciation of the name are called the Baal Shem, or literally, masters of the name. Using that name, they work many miracles, and as a result, are sometimes called the Messiah. However, it seems that many of the Baal Shem who goes as far as to declare themselves the Anointed One often die an untimely, rather painful death. Magic was fundamental to human life in ancient Egypt. Many Egyptian deities invoked magic for healing and protection, including Heka, Shed, Tutu, Wadjet, Isis, and Bes. It was an integral part of healing rituals and was brought into being using spells and sacred texts. So the vibrations released through the exact pronunciation of certain words parallel the vibrations of a given substance existence. This follows the paradigm that all things exist on more than one level and have a frequency of their own. These powerful names tap those current links to the speaker's mind and give him a massive synergy. As a result, all operations pertaining to the desired can be accomplished. The answer lies in the very power of names themselves, in our personal understanding of what it means to be holy, and recognizing that, in truth, each of us has our own private names for God as well. The real meaning of God's names derives from the context in which those names are used, and the qualities and attributes of holiness they symbolize. The true name of a spirit resonates with perfection, the vibration of the entity's own energy, therein tying the speaker to it from an authoritative position, forcing the entity to be subservient to whomever can speak its true name.
It's a flip of the way you think about things. So people are walking around and telling people, they're calling people on the phone. Can you believe they just repossessed my car? This and that just happened to me. I'm broke and this and that. All they're doing is talk. They're speaking spells. Every time you talk, you're casting a spell. Even when you pray, you're casting a spell. It could be a good spell or a bad spell.
Hidden knowledge is often inscribed in coded letters. Most of the occult alphabets are simple substitution ciphers. Instead of creating an entire language, one may create a new alphabet that correlates to the letters of the language one wishes to encode.
If one imagines a book of magic, the image that comes to mind will be a substantial tome filled with arcane incantations, ancient languages, and most of all, complex and strange symbols. The practice of European magic is inextricably linked with the symbolic. But what are the origins of this collection of symbol systems? When and how did these symbols come to be? And how have they changed over the millennia of magical practice?
However, substitute ciphers are easy to spot and decode with minimal knowledge and skill. The encoded text is long enough, so repeated letters or common words stand out. From there, a decoder can easily work out the rest of the letters with guess and check. Short substitute ciphers, a few characters at most, are almost impossible to decode, but also limited in their usefulness. Enochian magic is a system of ceremonial magic based on the 16th century writings of John Dee and Edward Kelly, who wrote that their information, including the revealed Enochian language, was delivered to them directly by various angels.
Such a revelation was made by a series of angels to Dr. John Dee through his medium or scryer Edward Kelly in the late 16th century. This revealed scripture is perhaps one of the most obscure and mysterious in world history.
John Dee's journals contain the recordings of these workings, the Enochian script, and the tables of correspondences used in Enochian magic. John Dee and Edward Kelly believe their visions gave them access to secrets contained within Liber Logaeth, which Dee and Kelly referred to as the Book of Enoch. Magi from Latin were priests in Zoroastrianism and the earlier religions of the Western Iranians. The earliest known use of the word magi is in the trilingual inscription written by Darius the Great, known as the Behistun inscription. Old Persian texts predating the Hellenistic period refer to a magus as a Zervonic and presumably Zoroastrian priest. pervasive throughout the Eastern Mediterranean and Western Asia until late antiquity and beyond, was influenced by Greek. The older word for a practitioner of magic includes astronomy, astrology, alchemy, and other forms of esoteric knowledge. This association was the product of the Hellenistic fascination for Pseudo-Zoroaster, who was perceived by the Greeks to be the Chaldean founder of the Magi and inventor of both astrology and magic, a meaning that still survives in the modern-day words magic and magician. Ogham is an alphabet that appears on monumental inscriptions dating from the 4th to the 6th century AD, and in manuscripts dating from the 6th to the 9th century. It was used mainly to write primitive and Old Irish, and Old Welsh, Pictish, and Latin.
Ogham stones are mostly used to record names, either as a tombstone or as a marker of land ownership. You read this along the stem line, along the corner. Each character is made of 1 to 5 markings, which will all be on one side of the line, the other side of the line, through the line, or on the line. When modern scholars started to analyze this script, they wanted to write it down on paper, and they adapted it a little to make it easier for them. They changed it so it always went left to right, and each phrase was drawn on a horizontal line, so you could easily tell which marks were on which side.
It was based on a high medieval Bryatheragan tradition of assigning the name of trees to individual characters. It's thought that this association with trees played a role in Gaelic language education. Like runes, each Ogham symbol has a name. B is called Baith, birch, and C is coal, hazel. Bardic students learned these basic names and used the Ogham sequences to create lists for memorization. So, language fuels our brains, frames our thoughts, and makes complex communication possible. The words, expressions, and quirks unique to our language broadly define how we see and understand the world. If you're monolingual, the world has clearer limits. Crazy? Maybe, but only if you underestimate words, their strength strung together, or our ability to wield them. Words can make your heart beat faster, make you sweat, cry, and fall in love. So instead, consider that words are of the supernatural sort, otherworldly, yet not. Gifted to us by some divine spirit? Maybe. Ever-changing, not ours, simply floating in us and around us, shaping our world and each other, but still shaped by our own innate, internal passions and energy. Our blood. Our acceptance and understanding are not bound by logic, but by emotion. We believe in words. We breathe them into life. We toss them into the world, and they thrive. But when we stop and abandon them, regardless of their linguistic evolution, irrespective of their past, they die. They exist to communicate, to express meaning and understanding, to serve as a symbol for something, and then disappear. Words are our most inexhaustible source of magic, capable of both inflicting injury and remedying it. For writers, it means they're magicians and powerful. They can cast spells over the world by spelling words into existence and change how people think, feel, and act. That's their ability as writers, speakers, and storytellers, and undoubtedly a great gift to influence others, create the unexpected, change how people see and understand the world, and put on a show. Consider the power of one word alone. A single, magical word can not only change something's meaning, but it can also convince someone to change how they think. The sparks of imagination are burning in your brain at this very moment. Your creativity, like a child's, explodes with unrestrained possibility. What if you could use that same power of inspiration, creation, and connection with everyone you meet? We can call ourselves wielders of words, sorcerers, charmers, creative conjurers, magical beasts, and we're free to spell words into existence at will, writing that's crafted to convince, to change, to instill a sense, a feeling in someone beyond their control. There's real power there. We are undoubtedly unstoppable. Words are sacred. They deserve respect. You can nudge the world a little if you get the right ones in the right order. That power is not held by writers alone. We're ultimately talking about the brain, our endless canvas where words live and breathe. And it's open to all. Artists, designers, strategists, thinkers, and any creator in this world. You've made it this far. You are magical. You too can create thoughts, feelings, and imagery in people's minds in your own way. You speak, write, think, and are unstoppable as well. You are human, and therefore you are a natural storyteller. It's built into you. You can control minds and do it for yourself without realizing it. Every night your stories give you an escape, letting you play in fantasy worlds. You go to bed, and your brain sits up, telling wonderful, memorable, and mundane stories. Never forget that you're here today because humankind has spent thousands of years developing the magic of communication and stories. Never forget that those who truly believed in their magic and dedicated themselves to wielding it in new, powerful, exciting ways will live forever. Never forget that you are a force of nature.
The word gnosis is multifaceted and ancient. It is also known for being a secret key within this reality. So today I'm going to be explaining exactly what gnosis is. Gnosis originated as the central method to which we achieve salvation in certain sects of mysticism and in religion. So when it comes to this central theme in religion and spirituality as salvation, there are two dominant schools of thought, or two dominant systems. And that is one which is more of a religious system, which believes that salvation is only achieved through faith. Not only through faith, but through faith in a specific deity or higher power or avatar. And salvation can only be achieved by relinquishing all personal will and aligning and connecting with a certain avatar or God or deity, and having salvation only be achieved through the faith and the connection with that source. So that's more of the religious perception when it comes to this term that we're talking about called salvation, which everything in religion really revolves around. The second spiritual system is that salvation is not achieved through faith or through having a higher power be the conveyor, be the medium of that salvation. And that instead, salvation is achieved through spiritual knowledge, which is gnosis. And it's not just any type of knowledge, and it's not even just any type of spiritual knowledge. Gnosis directly is salvation through direct experience of knowledge, but a specific knowledge that is direct experience of truth. So gnosis is intimately linked with truth. That's the first thing that needs to be very clearly understood. It's that truth and gnosis can even be switched. That's how interconnected they are. They can be used to convey the same thing. So on one side of the equation, we have a very dominant school of thought and spiritual system that believes that salvation can only be achieved through faith in a specific type of higher power. And through that higher power and essentially aligning yourself with that entity, that's the only way that you can be saved. And then on this side of the equation, through gnosis, what we have is that it's really up to the person, and that the individual has to develop themselves. They can't just go YOLO. They have to sincerely develop themselves on every aspect of their energy field, meaning develop the physical vessel to receive this higher knowledge and this truth, develop the different energy bodies. And so all of this is a capacity and an inner labor to be able to receive truth and spiritual knowledge to the degree that then this individual now raises their vibration enough to be in direct communion, direct experience with truth and with this knowledge, to the point where there is no need, it's not even necessary for a middleman anymore, because now they have the divine inner revelation through direct experience. To be clear, the majority of the belief systems that believe that salvation is achieved through gnosis still believe in a higher power. They still believe in metaphysical higher forces. It's just that they're not depending on faith and faith alone to achieve salvation. They're achieving salvation through the vibratory rate of their field being at a level so that they can commune with this higher power, with this nous or mind. And with that, they are now making themselves vibrationally equal to. This is why when you hear in Hermeticism, you have to make yourself equal to something. And that's not only how we manifest. So we know this in the New Age as well, where we go, you have to feel like you already have it. So this comes from ancient knowledge, really, when it comes to our ability to vibrate ourselves into making ourselves equal to something. And that means that through that vibratory equalness, that now we're able to truly merge ourself, the lower self and the higher self, or go back to our original essence. And so it's through this ascension process. And in this way, ascensions looks at the raising of our vibratory rate is what can also just be looked at as ascension, because what's ascending? Our vibratory rate, so that we're making ourselves equal to something. That's how gnosis is achieved. It's what raises the vibratory field. Truth and direct experience into having these higher revelations and into directly communicating. Whereas, once again, when it comes to faith, it's more of the exoteric realm. It's more of that YOLO vibe, that YOLO energy, where we might still be doing work to achieve spiritual knowledge, but at the end of the day, if we were to be sincere, we would find that we're located in faith being the primary objective and the centerpiece of the ability for us to experience salvation in whatever way or sense of the manner that we are seeking salvation. And when we're located in salvation coming through faith, that's more oriented towards aligning our will with an entity's will in order for them to save us. Whereas, once again, with gnosis, we understand that there are these higher forces in nature, these metaphysical forces within cosmic consciousness, but we're aligning with it in the correct way, where we're energetically correcting our vibration through spiritual knowledge, through the ability to know and to understand and to apply this, so that we are literally raising our vibratory rate. So this also calls into question exactly what the role of avatars or celestial beings who come as prophets to humanity and help us come into this picture. And that is when it comes to the school of thought of gnosis being how we achieve salvation, these different cosmic avatars or these prophets have come to assist humanity in developing gnosis. Now, even when it comes to gnosis, different spiritual systems did not believe that gnosis was achieved for the main goal, the end game, to be the same outcome. For instance, in Gnosticism, mainly the outcome of gnosis as an act of salvation would ultimately be to leave the material plane altogether. Whereas in Hermeticism, the attainment of gnosis in the form of a salvation wasn't to necessarily leave the physical realm and to leave matter. In fact, gnosis was meant in Hermeticism to spiritualize matter. It was to materialize spirit and spiritualize matter. And through this materialization of spirit in the physical form and this spiritualization of matter, we have within it the realm of the Hermetic would be one to where the physical realm was now imbued with more universal light. And that is the end game when it comes to the Hermetic form of salvation through gnosis. So with Hermeticism, the goal when attaining salvation is not to be spared the wrath of a higher power, and it is not to be saved by a higher power. It is for a being to awaken into their own divinity. And by awakening into one's own divinity, they are now in direct connection with their higher expression. And their higher expression is universal light, which is also another word for gnosis. And even more than that, it is the term that is originally what nous means. So in Hermeticism and in Gnosticism, we have this term called nous. The word nous is just as important as the word gnosis, because gnosis is derived from nous, which is why they sound the same. And nous has been thought throughout the ages to be what was referred to as mind. So you have nous, which is what was translated into mind, and then even translated into, from there, intellect. And so we have this Hermetic concept of nous being universal light, being the all, but it was translated into the word mind or intellect, when mind and intellect don't best summarize what this nous means. So the first Hermetic principle many of us might already be familiar with, and that is the universe is mental, all is mind. So because that first universal principle got very popular, we translated the term nous into thinking that nous was mind. And we could see that direct correlation. We could see why we ended up using the word mind or intellect in order to sum up what we were trying to capture in this larger term, nous. However, mind was not the proper and the most accurate way of being able to sum up what nous really means. And there's a very big important reason why this change in the wording even matters. And that's because when we hear the term mind or intellect being used to sum up the core reality of the multiverse, we're now limiting our depiction and our illustration of what nous really means. Nous, meaning mind, should have been more along the lines of mania. So mania is this divine frenzy. It's a state of altered consciousness, almost linked with ecstasy, where we can directly connect with these larger concepts like nous and understand them better. Because in our third dimensional, third density reality, our consciousness is usually in a state to where when we're hearing these concepts and when we're even talking about knowledge in the first place, it's coming from not the deepest understanding of what's being transmitted and what's being said. So when it comes to mania, which is this like frenzied or ecstatic state, we're in an altered state of consciousness where we're directly connecting with divine revelation. Mania in and of itself is multidimensional, meaning there are multiple dimensions of consciousness contained within this bandwidth. Entering into altered states of consciousness is how we are able to access and comprehend more truth. Because to obtain gnosis, or truth, we ourselves would have to become multidimensional, as we would not be able to fully understand a thing by rhetoric alone. Mania would act as the threshold to understand what could not be understood only by our logic, to touch the ineffable. It would allow our consciousness to access more levels of perception, meaning, interaction, and awareness, so as to totally understand a thing and reach communion with it, instead of knowing it by only its name alone. When we reach communion with a thing, that is gnosis. The distance between theory and practice is the distance between the mind and the heart. Theory is intellect, but practice is gnosis. And so mind and mania, although not the same, are different ways one could look at it, of them being these ways of trying to sum up this concept of nous. So even though Hermeticism did not believe that nous was supposed to be translated into mania, I'm making this connection and this direct correlation. But what Hermeticism more so meant by the term nous was less mind, and probably not really mania, even though I think so. What it was universal light. It was spiritual light, because light is all. And yes, darkness births light, but coming from the Hermetic thought form, if all is light, and knowledge and gnosis and truth are the personified forces of this light, then to have gnosis is to truly and deeply and intimately know and have awakened to a person's own light. So nous being translated to mind or even intellect does a huge disservice to this whole concept of gnosis and nous, because now we're looking at this more through the paradigm or the framework of something philosophical. We might equate mind or intellect with something where we're cut off from this true meaning of the term. Since the term nous is so large, we're only embodying a small fraction of it when we're looking at it as mind or mental. Nous in and of itself even is a hypostatic symphony, meaning that nous just doesn't encompass thought. It even just doesn't encompass universal light. If it's universal light, then it's figuring out its sentience. It's figuring out its will. It's figuring out its emanations through consciousness, meaning thoughts. So it's this hypostatic symphony that's happening that encompasses all and